Are you a social person? Are you out there, exposed in the overculture, on the socials? Or do you lurk in the shadowy world of the underculture, with no online presence at all? Or maybe you're part of a subculture that has a world of its own. There was a shift in the early noughties with the emergence of Facebook, Twitter, and the like. Remember MySpace, anyone? When it became a thing to put yourself online for all the world to see and experience. Some of us flocked to it like nerds to a comic book convention, and others shunned it for fear of insert your preferred government Illuminati conspiracy theory here. But let's just say for reasons of privacy. It wasn't that long ago when very few of us had a voice. You had to be a superstar celebrity, musician, athlete, actor, or comedian, a politician, journalist, or TV talk show host to be heard from in this world. But just 20 years ago or so, everyone was handed a megaphone where we could all shout out into the ether whatever the bloody hell we wanted to. Most of us didn't know what to say, so we started posting pictures of our pets and our meals. Yummy. For actors, privacy is pretty much the first thing that you will have to hand over in trade for success. The more successful you become, the less privacy you will get. P.T. Barnum, the circus guy, once famously said, "There is no such thing as bad publicity," meaning that even if the public is talking negatively about you, at least they are talking about you. Today, there's probably quite a few public figures who might disagree. But for an actor, taking control of your own publicity and how you manage it can be crucial to having a more successful career. And most of the biggest names in Hollywood will even hire a team to carefully manage their publicity and social media outlets. We've all seen how a rogue tweet from a celebrity who didn't stop to think and consult their team has backfired on them. You know who you are. So, how should an actor use the tools available to them online? Some take full advantage. Others scorn and denounce. Many are oblivious and even lazy about it. Is there a strategy? In this episode, Jay and I discuss and share with you exactly what we do, don't do, and should do to shine the spotlight on ourselves, stay relevant, and raise our profiles. And there's nothing private about that. It's good fun.
It is.
Let's have some more fun, starting now. On the Offstage Acting Podcast, where it's everything acting, all the time, your two favorite actors,
Absolute favorite.
Jay Reum,
Mm-hmm.
Todd Kramer.
Favorite.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Coming at you with another episode, another edition, another exploration of acting on an Offstage Acting Podcast.
Wow. You're so good at that opening voice. You just have it down.
It's a radio voice. I have a little opportunity to be on radio, and I'm thinking about taking it.
Okay. Wait, like now.
Like right now I gotta go. No.
Like thank you so much for tuning in, everyone.
Yeah, sorry, but
Okay,
I've got a
you're on
radio
the
show to
radio.
produce. Yeah, there's a little opportunity came up to have a little radio show, maybe
Oh, okay. Okay.
on a digital radio. What do you think?
Well, what are you gonna give details, or we're just going off of radio? It's funny that you say radio, because the first time you said it, my first thought was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if like 16-year-olds these days know what a radio is. Like, do you even grow up with one? I guess if you have a car, but what if you didn't have a car?
Well, digital radio. I mean, it's online radio.
Yeah.
I think it pumps out to a couple stations, a couple places, but no, it's an online. Yeah.
But I'm just still thinking about the concept of radio, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe I don't. Even when I was a kid, like radio was.
When I was a kid, it was the AM station, the mighty 690 on your AM dial, and the FM was 91X. This is in San Diego, California. 91X. And that was the cool, man, it was cool alternative radio station.
I see.
And the deal with that was they could pump the signal out from Baja California, Mexico, because there was no regulation in Mexico
Oh,
regarding the amount of, ampage or whatever the radio waves that you could pump out. So that radio station, those ones in
okay.
San Diego, they'd put their antennas over in Mexico on the hilltops, and they would just pump. You could catch that
Good for
radio.
them.
Yeah, you could get that radio anywhere.
So you have a radio opportunity. Like, what is this? What's this
Well, without going into a lot of
opportunity?
details, I have to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do a little thing for the programmer and see how it goes. And um,
Cool.
it was always kind of been a dream of mine to have a little radio show. I'm a fan
So it's
of.
a show. It's a
Yeah, it'd
radio
be like
like
a show, like my
show.
own. I'd play music and I'd intersperse
Oh,
in
you'd be
between. And you're
great
listening
at
to.
that.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. I
You're
got
welcome.
certain musical tastes, and be fun. Wouldn't it be fun? Um, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
that would be fun.
We'll
Well, for
see.
you, I don't know. I don't think I could do that because I have no. I'm not good at sharing things I like. I'm like, oh, I like this music. You don't like my music, so I'm just not going to share it.
Oh,
I'd be bad at that.
right. Well, you do have odd taste.
I do have odd tastes. No one, yeah, it
No one
doesn't like
likes what you
fit
like.
in one category. So someone might like one thing I like, but then not like the other, you know? So it's like I don't really
Oh.
like there's not like one audience that I like really fit for. So I've given up.
Speaking of things you like, are you on the International Space Station right now?
Am I on the International Space Station
Or,
right now? You're making
oh,
fun of my
no, you're
back.
on the set of
You're
Xanadu.
making
Are
you're
you on the
making
set of
fun of my
Xanadu?
background. No, now I'm
Oh,
on the
that's
set of
your
Xanadu. Wait,
that's your
let me change it.
background.
Now I am on the set of Xanadu. Now I'm Xanadu in
Xanadu. Is
space,
that the
actually.
Xanadu in space? I think it is in space,
It,
isn't it? Xanadu.
oh, I don't know it.
Now we are here in Xanadu. What is this curtain?
Xanadu.
Explain it.
It's the sound. It's like my little soundproof curtain I got for
And did you
my
have a
little
choice in the?
box.
Don't move your microphone. Is that did you have your
Um,
choice of color?
well, it does. It does have a
Chanteal.
back. It does have a back that's green, and so maybe I'll try that next time. But the problem is that I use the other side of the curtain for like self tapes. Not that
Right.
I've had much self tapes, but like it's useful also to be like a backdrop. It's this green color here. Maybe I'll just like put it into
It's kind of
view.
wrinkly to be.
This
I see.
is well. It's supposed to. It's of course it's wrinkly. It's pleated.
Uh huh.
That is what soundproofing curtains need. The pleat. So yes, it is intentional wrinkly
Okay. All right.
pleat.
So you feeling a difference? Soundproofed?
You know, the thing is, it only really helps with like for traffic noises. It only really helps yours and the blanket that you
Yeah.
lent me.
That I
They
sent you.
both only really help with the high pitched traffic
Mm-hmm.
noises, and they don't take out the lower pitch ones, which is frustrating because this curtain was expensive, and which is why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it useful, so it's also gonna be a backdrop.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because
Well,
I
now
mean,
you
it
know
does,
why. Yeah.
yeah, does something, but
Now you know why people do soundproof booths, especially in London,
yeah.
because you're not going to get rid of everything. Um,
No, it's really quite frustrating, actually.
Even where I am here, I think there's one going overhead right now. Helicopter.
Hmm.
There's one that goes over like twice a day, and it picks up the microphone, and I have to like stop what I'm doing and wait for this crazy, because it's
Oh,
I don't have a booth. I have a acoustically treated studio,
yeah.
and I live in a quiet area, so generally. Although I did have to go down the hill at some point to the neighbor and tell him to stop cutting brick with his diamond. He had
Is
a
it diamond cutter?
yeah, this brick cutter blade that was cutting brick for his pizza oven, and I was like,
Wow.
that's a bit loud. Like, I mean, the whole planet was crackling with the sound of cutting brick while I was trying to do my voice work
How did he respond? Was he okay
in a
with
very
you?
English way. Oh yes, he was very good, and then we made friends, and then he would send me messages every time that
He
he
was
was
gonna
going to
do
cut
it.
brick, yeah, and
Oh,
ask
that's so
politely.
sweet.
Mm-hmm. And then he invited us over, and we had pizza in his pizza oven. He made pizza for
Wow.
us outdoor pizza oven, and I never invited him over to our house after that.
Oh, you should do that.
Yeah, we should. It's been on the agenda for. Anyway, um,
Huh.
yeah, we could go on and on,
I guess we certainly can.
but we need to talk
Um,
about what are we talking about today? Something special.
I think today we are talking about internet profiles.
Yeah. So today
Yes.
is essentially a bonus
Bonus
episode.
episode.
All right, yay! Everyone's favorite. Um,
He says sarcastically. You got Todd is like, oh
I
my
don't know
gosh,
if
we brought
people
the
like the
heat
bonus
on.
episodes so much. I mean, we do give a lot of advice and information, but I think people like the interviews and stuff. But anyway,
Yeah, that's fair.
I will explain why we have a
Why would they
bonus
like us?
episode because I'm a
Yes.
little bit perturbed, Jay.
Okay.
As you may
Yes.
know, we had a guest booked.
We did have a. Oh, you guys,
Yeah,
Todd is upset.
and
He's
a little
heated.
bit upset because they sort of dropped out at the last minute without a
Yeah.
really good explanation and just sort of like,
Mm.
let's do it another time. And I was like, that's not really how it works. But that particular individual will never be a guest on the Offstage Acting Podcast. I mean, never. You can beg. No amount of money, Jay.
Wow.
But I don't hold
Yeah. Todd was
grudges,
upset.
and I'm not.
I don't hold grudges. He says, you seem like a grudger. You seem like someone who does, because you're an archivist. Your brain is an archivist, so you remember. You're one of those never forgetters. I know it. I can just
That is
feel
true.
it.
I
You're a
forgive,
never
but I don't
forgetter.
forget. It's true. I
Is
never
that
forget.
really forgive?
Is
Is
that a
that
thing?
forgiveness though?
Yeah, I get it. Like I get why you did it, and I forgive you. Like I don't, but I won't. I have a hard time with trust.
Yeah, I have trust issues. That makes sense. We all have trust issues, but I have trust issues, but I don't have issues with my trust issues. So are they trust issues? Like I'm fine with having them. So is it an
That's
issue?
fine. It's an issue, I think, because you
To ish
should.
you, not to ish me.
All right,
Yeah, is
let's
that how
move
it is?
on to the topic because I think we've
Of
gone.
internet profiles.
So, internet. Now, yeah, the thing with acting and
Uh-huh.
actors is
Yeah.
you have um, sort of to look at yourself
Advertising,
and
commercial,
the marketing of yourself and things.
marketing.
Um, and I have a certain kind of philosophy about this.
Oh,
Yeah, and a manner, and it's also what I sort of teach and coach when I
oh,
deal with
cool.
aspiring
What is it?
actors, mentoring actors. Well, the actor is the product,
Mm-hmm.
right? You are the product. And you have to look at yourself that way. You have to think of the business of it because it's called show business, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
not called show fun. It's not called, show play, show up whenever I want to.
Show up.
Right.
That's funny.
That's what I. Yeah. Thank you. Um, it's
You're,
it's it's show business. It's the entertainment industry, right? And so you are a part of that industry as an actor, if you want to be a professional working actor anyway, and
mm,
make money doing it. Otherwise, if you're not a professional, then you're just a hobbyist, and that's something different. But if you want to be a pro, so you're the product,
okay.
and I think you need to kind of think in terms of what is the consumer of the product,
Mm-hmm.
and how does the consumer want to view and mark and purchase and utilize the product.
Mm-hmm.
So, the bottle of shampoo is attractive in its packaging, but it also needs to clean my hair in a way that I like in order for me to
Yeah, yeah.
continue using it, right? So it has to
It's not just the product itself,
the
it's the way
service,
it's packaged.
the packaging of the product, and then the service that product provides. So that's both of us. That all
Yep.
everything that's for sale is either a product or a service,
Mm-hmm.
and we are sort of both. You're first the product, and then you bring a service.
Okay.
That's the way I like to look at it, and that's what sustains me in keeping in tune, in lockstep with the how the industry perceives us.
Okay.
I think the tendency with actors is to be like, I am just an artist, and I'm going to
I'm
go
an
out there
artist.
and do my thing. And I know that sometimes I've heard that come from you,
Yeah, yeah.
for example. Um, but I have been impressed with, even though I see, Jay's being fabulous and everybody just needs to, you know, put up or shut up. And if you don't love it, then don't buy it. But I have noticed that you have taken time. There's one thing for sure. You have a website,
I do. I do have a website.
jreum.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm able to use that. So
jreum.com.
when I put out the podcast, for example, I always put every show note. It's all over, jreum
Yeah,
at
of course.
jreum.com. And is there a reason you do that? Why do you have a website?
That's a really good question. I think
Thank
the
you.
reason I have a website is because I was told I should have a website, and I was like, okay,
Who told you?
I, d- I don't know, someone in my past.
Fellow
Uh,
actor, a business person, a parent?
I think someone told me in the past. Well, actually, someone mostly told me that I should buy the domain.
Okay.
So that's what I bought first. I bought it a long time ago
Mm-hmm.
when I first moved to New York City, like 10 years ago, I think. I just
Mm-hmm.
I went on to, I think it was called namesilo.com,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought the name jreum.com.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Very
didn't
good.
make a website for I think another I don't know how long after that,
That's
but
very
not
good.
for a while. But I was like, "Oh, I should buy." Someone was like, "You should buy." It was probably my mom, to be honest. She's like she's a free spirit like me, but she has a very good business sense too.
Right.
So I think she said this, and I'll like listen to her. Some people I just don't listen to, but I will listen to her.
Right.
And so when she said that, I was like, "That actually is really good." So it might not have been her, to be honest, but like if I were to guess, it would have been her. Anyway, so then I
Okay.
made my website later. I think it went through multiple iterations. I'm trying to remember.
All right. Well, I'll ask the questions.
Okay.
Um, you don't need to just
I
unload both barrels all in one go. We'll just go step by step.
okay.
Take our time.
Okay.
Breathe. Take a little refreshment break. Um, I also got that advice from an actor friend of mine at the time who was also a web guy.
Oh, okay.
And he sort of told me, and I think it was even maybe longer. I'm going to say more like, yeah, it would have been maybe even 20 years ago
Uh-huh.
that he had gotten his name and I should .com my name. And I think I went immediately home and just figured it out. Like, where do I go and buy this? How do I do it? Because it's real estate. And I am
Yeah, yeah.
grateful to this day. I do regret that I didn't get on the socials early enough and see that that was a thing.
Hmm.
The Twitters and the Instagrams and stuff, and
Hmm.
corner the market, as it were, on that and be,
Oh, is there another Todd
well,
Kramer
yeah, the Todd
on the
Kramer.
socials? But you're the
Yeah,
Todd Kramer.
I am the Todd Kramer, yeah. Which brings up now another point. Um, I think that works nicely if your fame is. Donald Trump, for example, has the real Donald Trump.
Fake
Maybe
news.
somebody had the Donald Trump and somebody else had Donald Trump. He was very late to the game. Now he's stuck with the real Donald Trump, which is like, right? That's just an example.
Mm.
Without getting political. Um, and you are.
I'm
Right
what? Are you
now,
talking about my Instagram?
yeah. Now you can.
Yeah, I'm a brand new Jay.
You certainly are. Which it took me a long time to get why that was, but I think brand new day.
Yeah, but also like brand new Jay. Like you know, we were talking about my multiple personalities earlier. Being a brand new
Yeah,
person,
the
brand new
hot
Jay.
topic. Brand new Jay.
It's
Great.
brand new Jay. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So does that mean you're ever changing, or that you were really crap before and then you've changed, like now you're brand new?
Oh, that's so nice. You're saying I'm not crap now. Ugh, oh my
I don't know.
gosh,
I'm
I'm
wondering.
blushing.
I don't know what
Yeah,
you were
no,
like before.
I don't. Yeah, neither
If
do
you
I.
were worse or better than you are now.
Yeah, don't really remember. I was probably the same. I just liked it. I probably could have just gone for J Reum. I'm trying to remember when I did it, but I
Ooh.
wanted something fun,
Right.
and I liked a brand new J.
Okay. Reum would have been nice. Let's take a look at your website for the audience who is listening. Now they're going to have to listen to us talk about your website. All right, first impressions. Nice. I wish it would scroll a little bit. As like my tendency is to like, I'm trying to scroll my mouse to go up and down. It just sort of it's static, but that's okay. Nice photo. And you've done. Who built this for you?
Me.
You built this.
I did.
Okay, my impression, you going up a couple notches.
Yep. I did
Would
my own
you?
when I first built my website. I always, from the very beginning, I always did my own thing.
Did you? And you learned it?
I use Wix, and
Wix. Okay.
I just did it. Yeah, I don't know how to say it other than that. I
Yeah,
just did
okay.
it the way I wanted
Wix
to.
is
Yeah.
easy to use. Yeah, cool. So
Yeah.
you've got your CV and resume there. Download another picture, full screen. You got your reels up. Not too bad. Few. Um, it's cool. I mean,
That
it's
photo cracks me up.
that photo is funny. It's hysterical. Most everything you do is hysterical, whether it's by design or not. I don't know.
Thanks for the double edged. Thank you. I
It's the
very much
only
take
way.
it.
This is cute. You look like you're about 16.
I
That's a
know.
picture
Thank
of you
you.
and your
I
and
love
your
that
sounder.
photo.
That's great. It's good. Now listen, I'm going to tell you what. It's great to have as many photos as you can. Always go on set, get a photo, have and great photos.
Yeah,
They are
for
critical.
real.
You can use them later. They're critical. You got your a few reels here, video game, commercial demo. It's basically all the stuff that you can find on Spotlight. Now we recently did an episode on
Yep.
Spotlight profiles, your
Yep.
profile and mine. So this is just sort of a continuation of that
Yep.
conversation, right? Um, and then you've got your gallery, which is nice, and a few just
It's all
three
right.
photos.
It there you can scroll through more, but
Yeah,
it needs to. I want to redo this section, all of
yeah,
it, but
okay.
this section especially.
But it
I'd
gives
rather. I don't want
something.
to. Yeah, I don't want to like arrow through the photos though. I want
You
it. I
little
want
kid.
them all to like be there so you can scroll instead of
Oh,
arrow. You know, that's
ah,
what I
okay.
think.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, probably. And you can't
Anyway,
even drag it across. You have to literally click the arrow. Noise is off. Nice. Now, and about me, a little about me. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and a home page, right?
yep.
You got your little Gmail on there so I can get hold of you directly, which is maybe a mistake, but it's cool because you're going to get spammed. But
That's
if
all
you,
right. I've had someone. I think I had someone actually. I think I had worked with find me with my website, not with
I
my
mean,
email
having
on
a
my website,
contact form, I'm just going to
and it
say,
was actually really good.
you can have a contact form.
Contact form. That's another great. Okay. Good shout. Good
You know what
shout.
I'm saying? Rather than, I'm just giving
Rather
out
than
little,
just putting the email out
yeah,
there. Yeah.
because there's bots and the bots will
Yeah. Yeah.
come
Yeah.
and get you and then they spam you. But
Okay.
do you know why you have a website? Do you know what it's doing for you?
Um. y- Basically, what it is it's just a way for not like it's a way for the people not in the industry or the people who don't have direct access to me to find me
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
look at my things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for me to put on Google. So if someone types my name in Google,
Well, let's
they
do it
find
right
my
now.
website.
Yeah, I'm going to do it right now. So I'm just looking up J Reum, click it into Google, and what pops up? Um, Internet's a little slow because we're jamming, but the
Um,
deal is there you go. Boom. IMDb, Instagram, Voice Squad, and then jreum.com. And there's more that you could be doing to get your website up at the top.
yeah, I need to, I've actually, this is so funny you say that. Last week I sent a thing to Google, right, to try to get them, because, right, you have to contact Google itself to change these things.
No.
Or you're about to tell me no. Okay, never mind. You tell
Why
me.
would you? Why would Google do it? What is it? You sent a
Y-
thing to Google?
Listen, Todd, it
What'd you
doesn't
send?
matter. You
A
tell me the
postcard?
answer.
Did you send them a
You,
postcard?
yeah,
Dear Google. Did it start with Dear Google?
no, dearest Google, it is with
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
horror that I must. Yeah, yeah. You just tell me the answer, please.
You don't want the berating first that comes with it.
Do you?
I want to berate you first. That's my pleasure.
I. How did I do? I sent them. No, no, because it wanted.
Okay, it's
I
called,
want.
I'll just tell you. It's called
Okay.
SEO, Search Engine Optimization. Have you heard of that?
Search engine
Optimization.
optimization.
Now, so
I
you
get
can,
emails from Wix about that all the time, but I've never used it before. But
right.
great.
Wix is trying to help you.
Are they?
Wix,
I always thought they just wanted to make me think
well,
about
they're
them.
trying to sell you a product as well, but
Yep.
they're also trying to say you don't have.
Search engine optimization.
Yeah, so there's things you can be doing in the background of your website to improve the search results.
Okay.
And that's a topic for another time, really. But,
What? Okay. Fine.
well, there's little back end things that you can do when you build it out. And
there's tags and things, and I can maybe show you. I'm going to show you my website in a
Great.
minute. You can check it out. You can help.
Long story short, look it up. Long
Google's
story
not going to
short,
do
look
anything
it up.
for you,
Yes.
but you can help Google
Help
by
me.
improving the way that your website is built, kind of constructed, and there's a lot of things that go on in the background. Um, Keywords, tags, the amount of content you have on the page itself, you know, uh, and just generally the way it's built. But and there's a kind of strict sense of rules. But because you're probably the only Reum out there, and you're already ranking pretty high on everything else, um, you're in luck, because what I'm looking at here is nobody else until I get down to I can go and go and go, and it's all you on first page, which is great. So I'm interested in Reum. Here's Kim A. Reum, and then it goes back to you a little bit.
Yeah, remember you said it was a Germanic last name? It's also Korean. Maybe I'm part Korean. Remember this conversation? Gosh,
Yeah,
how long ago was that?
there's some Korean Reums, Koreans as I like to call them. Um, that's funny. Come on,
All
give it
right.
up, give it up.
Okay.
Where's my where's my
He's
anyway?
really gonna do the laugh track for himself. Oh, great.
Thank you, audience, for finding that funny. Koreans, come on, back of the net. All right. But I'm proud of you that you have a website. I think I think it's a great move. I would recommend it to any actor, because here's the deal. I'm a casting director. I'm a director. I've heard something. I want to find out more. Yes, there are the kind of standard, you know, basic IMDb and the profile pages and things like this. But that's your opportunity to sort of have a bit of a storefront for your product, which is you, right?
And easy access. Be
Easy
like, here,
access.
here it is. Here's my stuff.
You want to come do a little window shopping, check out Reum. Here's my stuff, and a little bit more personal too. So some, a little bit of a bio. You can do a couple more personal things, a little bit more. If I were you, I would put some D&D stuff on there. Make it a little bit about you.
D&D is a good topic. I just don't want to. For me personally, my like website vision is
Mm-hmm.
like as little as like as minimal as
Clean and
possible.
minimal. Okay.
Just because I want them to find the things really easy, and the more I add, the more like the more there is. But D&D is really smart. I juggle this. So anyway,
I will show you what I've done, because I have a ton of stuff on there, and I also struggled for a long time. But I didn't want to just be online as actor Todd or
yeah.
voiceover Todd, which you have actor, voice actor, and singer. But I do a lot of other things, and I wanted to sort of show the range of things that I do, and I wanted
Hmm.
people to find me for a variety of things, and that I'm also just this guy. Um, so this is my site,
That's great.
and I'm peeking. You can go to
Yeah,
Todd Kramer.
the peeking over is that well done.
You like
Well
that?
done, Todd Kramer. I
So
love that.
toddkramer.com, if you're wondering, and then my little peeky head. Bing.
Creative professional. That is a really good
Mm-hmm.
umbrella term you have.
Yes. Creative. I call myself a
Huh.
creative professional, because you can go into the menu and you will see all the
All
things that
the,
I
oh
do.
my gosh, you have a lot.
Yeah. Actor, voice artist, coach, comedian, writer, videographer, director, presenter, educator, model, mediator, musician, entrepreneur, and about and contact.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of stuff, right?
That's a lot.
So how do you so how do you manage all that stuff? Now I built this myself, and I worked with another professional guy that helped me streamline things and stuff. So it was a combination, but I built most of this all by myself-ish.
Hmm.
And what we kind of came up with was a color coordinated thing.
Oh, I like that. So you have like
Yeah. So
15 different
there's
colors for each thing.
well, no, I rotate back through the colors.
You ran out of colors.
I ran out of colors. Yeah, because there's too many things. So you sort of
You just do actually
recycle
everything.
them. Yeah,
Reuse, recycle. Great.
yeah. So
Okay, good. So the first one is actors. So
actor.
that's your first. Is
That's
it
first, and it's a
alphabetical or
higher,
is it,
huh?
was that like alphabetical or is this
No,
hierarchy?
hierarchical.
Yeah.
Hierarchical.
Yeah. Hierarchical.
Hierarchical.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how to pronounce. Yeah. So I wanted, like, actor is primary.
Yep.
Whatever else you want to think about me. And then voice artist,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And I went and had photos
Great photo.
done when I didn't have, thank you. Or I grabbed, that's a good, and then I made a little funny thing, big shot
Excellent.
actor, right?
Excellent actor photo. To be
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
very
Like,
good.
fun.
Also types you, I think, as the way that you choose to be typed. Also, it's very like so it isn't just like a good shot. It also is your what you would be cast as too. So I think that's very smart.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. A bit gritty.
You know what I
That's me
mean?
holding a gun. It's a pistol I'm holding
Pointing
in
it
like a
down. Yeah.
cowboy movie I did.
Yeah.
Right. Then the
So it's
voice,
just like yeah.
yeah. Coach. So that was kind of
Oh my
third.
god. Oh,
Yeah.
you with your long hair,
No,
Todd. Oh my
I thought
gosh.
that makes me look most like a coach. Um, Transformational. And you can go to now each comedian, serious comedy. I
Serious.
had special pictures taken. And then the writer, which I didn't want to take myself too seriously and stuff. So that's the funny writer. That's me at my
Love it.
typewriter, right? Um, so that, and green, and now purple, videographer, which I was
Hmm.
for years, and I was professional. So, um, director, I have my degrees in directing, stage,
Oh, dude,
screen,
that is
audio.
such a director photo. You have so
Yeah,
great photos.
thank you. Presenter. So presenting the podcasting stuff, maybe the radio stuff will go in there. Like with everything I do and continue to do, there will be some representation. Educator, facilitating, teaching, instructing. So I'm always kind of going to be an educator. I've done it before. I want to have it. So model, I had done modeling before.
Oh, that was your J. Crew. That was the big.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
And I did
remember that was the big one.
the J. Crew guy. Yeah, Mr. All America. Mediator. I went and got my certification in mediation. Um, So I thought that was fun. Robin is getting them to shake hands. Batman and Superman are finally
So
shaking
that's a
hands. They're getting along.
and it's good vibes too. These kind of photos. That's
Yeah, good
yeah,
vibes,
it's
right?
good vibes. Yeah,
And the
big
color
vibes.
makes it kind of fun. So green, then purple, then yellow, then orange, then musician. Bit of a stretch on the musician, like you with the singing.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I got complimented on my singing reel. The
no,
in
no,
the
I'm sure you're a good singer, but you're not like a pro.
okay.
So it's like, right?
Yeah, there are singers. To be fair, I think I am a very good singer, but there are singers out there that are like, "Oh my god!"
But it's good to have it on there because if somebody's looking
Yeah,
for an actor that can sing or a singer that can act, then boom, you know what I mean? And you want to have some evidence of that and stuff.
yeah.
So, um, and then entrepreneur, which is, the business stuff. I've always had some little side hustles and businesses always going. A lot of, they fail,
Like
but
offstage acting.
exactly like this one. And so now if you go through, you'll see now actor gets nuts because it's massive. But I do a little bit of a bio at the top. Then I go into just um, a kind of walking people through the whole thing. And
Hmm.
I probably got about 100 photos up that you can scroll through
Jeez.
if you're really curious. And I build this stuff with an idea like maybe someday I'll really have fans, you
Hmm.
know, and or people that are genuinely interested in me. Or when I go and I approach a company that is looking for DJs, radio presenters, and I go, I'd like to maybe give it a shot. Well, I don't have any radio. I did some in college, but I don't have, anything on the res. But if they go to my website and go, well, geez, he's an actor, a voice artist, he can direct, he can
Hmm.
produce, he's got a
Yeah.
podcast. I mean, he could do it. So I'm just showing immediately, like, I can do. Um, it's
Hmm.
kind of the ultimate way to have your CV, right?
Yeah.
So photos, then the show reel, okay, then my resume, online, download it, click
I'm
link.
surprised you put resume instead of CV.
Well, I think I use the word CV in the description. Um, but
I like. Yeah, I changed my website like header to resume/CV just because I've said the word resume in England and people like actually don't know what I'm talking about.
I know even though it's a French word, but curriculum
Yeah, yeah, that is
vitae is the
yeah,
Latin.
yeah.
Um, but I never in America I never said CV.
No,
We all say
in
resume.
America, I had no like if someone told me CV,
Right.
I would be like
CV is short for
CVS, the pharmacy.
the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, curriculum vitae. But if you live in Europe long enough, that's what they do. So I could. maybe have said but I thought, let's go a little more international. At least the French and the Americans will know what résumé means, right? But if you don't get it, then... and then just some more like fun posters of different things I've
Movie
done.
posters, that's smart. I
Yeah,
like that.
all the posters. And there's so many. I mean, it just goes on and on and on because of all the work I've done. Then the commercials. So you can scroll through and see some commercials. So this is all still acting like, oh, he's, here's all this stuff. So if you're really curious, here's the clients. I have a whole thing of just all the clients and everybody I've ever worked for. Scrolling through on a banner. Representation, where you can find me with the links. Mandy.
Nice.
Mandy Perryman.
I like that.
IMDb.
I like this section, this representation section.
Right.
Because the spotlight profiles are actually quite well laid out. So sometimes I wish I could just have someone view my spotlight profile.
Well,
because I think that's so well. And so having that link on it is
put
great.
it on your website.
I will. Because I do need to. That's something I do want to update. Like this photo is a great photo, but it's an older photo. It needs to be.
Yeah.
I need to update the photo.
You need a full update on photos.
Speaking of updating, I have a question for you, Hot Toddy.
All right.
Do you have this website on your phone? Do you have a phone-specific website?
Yeah, I built it also for the phone.
Great.
Definitely.
I'm realizing we probably can't show it, but I feel like that's super important.
Most people, of course, look at the internet on the phone.
On the phone.
And I used to make that mistake of building the whole thing for beautiful computer screen, and then realizing that nobody looks, and if audiences can see, oh, I haven't lost my cookies. You got to put the cookies in there. So yeah, you can scroll it.
Great.
And the whole thing works nicely on the phone as well.
Gorgeous. Okay, great. Actually, I think that looks perfect. That's pretty great for the phone.
It looks really good. I think on
organized.
The phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was that was like building two massive websites. There's some things that translate, but you have to go through and you have to rebuild all kinds of things. My website was a 6-month project.
Yeah, websites take a long time.
Yeah.
Like designing them and
Yeah. And it wasn't until I came up with this color coding scheme that I was like, okay, that will work, because then later what I can do is just it helps people remember. And I even color coordinate then each individual box within, you see, the purple, the yellow. So you're not just getting bored with black and gray or black and white or whatever. And here's my archive of old headshots, which I just have up for fun for anybody that might be curious. And I start from my very first one, these are my first ones, right?
Oh my God, am I gonna see your first headshot? I'm very excited.
Let me just bring it over for you.
For anyone
here,
who's listening.
So there's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. What's the screaming?
Oh my God, I've never seen you are a baby.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I look young, totally.
Oh my God.
First headshot, black and white lithographic prints.
Wow.
And then a little bit too much with the airbrushing on a couple of these, but so that's it's almost like a history of watching me age over the years.
Oh my gosh.
So, but I have my recent headshots, and I also need a bit of an update on a few.
You're also a stuntman.
Well, that's my stunt reel. I was going to play that for you last time. You want to watch it now?
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah, play it for me.
It's pretty short. Let me see. I have to do this.
But we're going to get a stunt guy on too, right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1, action!
Hello, Judge Kramer?
Come on, throw down your weapons!
It's you're gonna have to watch it. It's just a bunch of music. Car on fire, jumping out of an airplane, guns, fight scenes, getting eaten by pterodactyls, driving cars fast. There's a little bit of a fight scene and getting shot. Boom. There you go.
Excellent.
And I just threw that together. It's a minute and 10 seconds. I just kind of checked that together because I'm not trying to claim. It even says, okay, so I'm not technically a stuntman. However, considering how many stunts I've done while filming, maybe I should get an honorary. I don't know if I'm an actor who's done stunts or a stuntman who's done a bit of acting, but I think if you ever wanted to say, well, could this guy do an action thing, or could he, you look at that and go, oh yeah, he's clearly done plenty, right?
Mm.
So that's the kind of idea behind it. And I just chucked that in my. So that's just the actor page. You go to voiceover.
That was just the actor.
Yeah, that's just actor. Now you go to voice artist, but it's like separate websites in their entirety. And I wanted to make it very easy for people to find. So just click, and if you're interested in me as a comedian or a model or something else, videographer, you can just click that and go, and it'll take you to essentially an entire website that's just dedicated to that. So there's this voiceover, and you can even up here in this menu, you can pop down to whatever you want, and it'll take you straight down to video games, right? So there's all my video game stuff. It's an archive of everything. I'm an archivist.
You're an archivist. That's the archivist.
Yep. I've got an ADR reel on there with it's not even a reel. It's one clip I did of ADR, but I'm just trying to show this is what I can do. I've got tons of voice samples on here. All my video game work. I've got my video game reel, but I have my individual clips. My corporate reel, but individual clips. And then if anything was ever broadcast as an animation or something, I've got that from YouTube, right?
Wow.
On and on and on. Narration, animation, impressions, accents, dialects, European, American, bum, 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 bum.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You just keep all this stuff. I mean.
Yeah.
My God.
Being an archivist is very helpful.
A full-time job is helpful. Yeah. You know what? Facts. I
yeah.
guess so.
If you, I have got, and this is handy stuff. I have pictures of pretty much anything I've ever done from the time of having pictures. I always took a camera to set, and I don't care what they say. I'm going to take a picture. But normally, if it's a commercial like this was, they don't care. If it's a movie, they don't care. Doctor Who was a little.
Photos of you.
Oh, yeah. Then I ask an AD or a friend or a guy on the set, and they're happy that I have a camera. And this is back in the day before people had cameras on their phones. I had to bring a digital camera with me and then drag it out. You just have to have the guts to do it. And then drag the camera out and take a bunch of, but I've got cool shots. That's me with a plunger about ready to blow some dynamite out. When else am I going to, I'm not a construction worker, but I'm on the set dressed like a construction worker. I want to look like, I want some cool shots of that. I've got my cool gun. There's me and Coolio, for example, so there's me with the pterodactyls, just having fun in the little off times, and you end up with some really killer history and some shots of yourself. So
I'm going to make a D&D character out of you. He's going to be the archivist, but it's going to be you in like 30 years. He's going to be a little bit I'm wondering if you're going to become a crotchety old man, or maybe you'll soften up as you get older. I don't know. I think
I'm hoping crotchety. I would love to be. I've always wanted to be just unbearable. I'm almost unbearable now.
In 30 years.
Oh, in 30 years, everyone around me is going to suffer.
Are you gonna live that long? Are you gonna live that long?
Yeah. I take great care of myself.
How long are you gonna? What age are you gonna die?
100 and well, Justina doesn't ever want me to die.
You're gonna make it to 100.
Yeah, I'll make it to 100. My great grandmother went to 103.
Oh my God.
Grandfather went to 92. Never took care of himself.
92 is a great age.
Yeah. Smoked a pipe every day. Drank Southern Comforts.
All right, so you have the long-lived genes in you.
Yeah, I think so. English, mostly. Quarter Polish. Okay, so that's my website, folks.
Okay.
Get in contact. Go to toddkramer.com. There's my contact form, as I was telling you about. And I popped in my socials, just a little feed from my Instagram. Now, you go to the bottom of my website, you can see all my socials. I've got Instagram, I've got a Facebook page, X, YouTube, LinkedIn, which we wanted to talk about, and IMDb.
Do you use LinkedIn? I bet you do. I bet you do.
I do. Shall we?
Should I do?
You should.
Okay.
Should
Watching
I
me.
do? Yes. I've got a couple trade secrets that I will share with you off air. I won't share them with audiences right
Okay,
now.
great. We don't like you, audience.
No, I don't want to give it all away.
Yeah.
It's some of the stuff I also cover in the master course.
Yes, take his class.
Thank you. Yes, please do. And then you'll get these tips. But there is something you can do with LinkedIn that will help you immensely in your career. It's something. It's slow, but it eventually will bring you around. You need to get in the attention of people. What I call the gatekeepers.
Uh-huh.
Here's the deal with this. I don't know if you ever thought about this, and I will say this right now. Actors, it's an art, right?
Yeah.
Like musician, painter, writer, all that. However, if you are a painter, all you need to do is grab your canvas and your paints and head out somewhere and start enjoying your art form and indulging in it, right? If you're a musician, pick up your guitar or whatever it is and start to play. You can record it, listen to it later. You can write a song, right? You can sing and entertain yourself. You can find hours and hours of joy just playing piano, practicing. You could sit down in a train station somewhere where they have one of those pianos that sits out and says, "Play me," it's just, and you can sit down and people walking by might enjoy or not. Busking. Actors need permission. It's the only art form other than stand-up comedy, but even stand-up you can do in a bar with your friends. You can make jokes, right? You can entertain people. But you cannot act without an audience, without permission. If you do, you are a nut job standing in front of your mirror doing Darth Vader voices or something. I don't know, right?
Judgmental, but okay.
Well, who are you doing it for? And what do you know what I'm saying? There's no you can practice, you can practice a monologue or something, but you cannot entertain nobody. If you're entertaining yourself, then you might need to seek some kind of help. Nobody does it, in other words, anyway. There's a reason nobody does it. Huh?
I definitely entertain myself.
With acting? You don't perform a soliloquy to yourself or do the whole scene of.
Well, you don't know that. Shakespeare does. You actually don't know that. Shakespeare does inspire me sometimes alone in my room.
I want you to think long and hard about what I'm saying.
All right. Okay. I'll just listen. Keep going.
No, just absorb, maybe. Think about it. And if you don't agree, audiences, that's great. Put a comment. But acting is the only art form where you need permission, meaning that you need an audience. And to get the audience, where does the audience come from? Well, the audience needs to want to see you, and they need to agree that what you have to show them is valuable to them. And generally, that means that they need to pay the ticket price, or that they're willing to sit through a commercial to watch and view your performance. And the people that produce those things and direct them and cast them are doing so because they are thinking of in terms of the audience and the revenue. So you cannot practice acting as an art form without the audience. They go hand in hand. It's just, that's the marriage, the agreement. So that's why when you are thinking about you as the product, packaging yourself, you want to think in terms of how am I going to do that in order to get audiences interested in me and agree that they want to see me. And that's what some of the greats, all the really greats, have managed to do, whether they have a team behind them or they've done it through some other means, or they got lucky breaks. But ultimately, they have a following they have a built-in audience that comes with, and that's why A-listers can command the big bucks to make a film, because it's guaranteed ticket sales, because everybody loves to see a Denzel Washington movie, and you can almost predict how many tickets you will sell just by having the name Julia Roberts, Brad Pitt, right, A-listers, Matt Damon in your movie. And so you're willing to pay that guy $20 million because you know that that movie will get $50 million just because he's in it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep.
So we have all these tools available to us as unknown actors to, let's say, increase our profile, raise our profile. And LinkedIn is one of them. And on LinkedIn, there are the gatekeepers. So there's a way to just be available there. And it's one more, why not take advantage of one more platform? And I know you're thinking, and I agree. I was reluctant for a long time. LinkedIn is for business people. We're not business people, we're artists, right? However, the business people are on LinkedIn. And the business of the show business, that's where people reside.
Well, don't you have to like? Mostly, it's about like the continued engagement within it, right? Like social media is a thing, right? But what makes social media difficult for most people,
Right.
including myself, is the continued engagement. It's not the having it that's important. It's the continued engagement. So with LinkedIn, that's kind of the same concept as like, it's not about is it worth getting, because of course you can like make a profile. That would be easy to do, but like does that do anything unless I'm continually engaging with it, you know?
Well, with LinkedIn also it's a little different because it's like a Facebook for business people. So you can start making contacts and connections there that then you hold. And people might be a little bit more ready to make a contact with you and a connection with you on LinkedIn because they understand it's a professional platform.
Yeah. Okay.
When you get on the set, there was years we didn't have Facebook, so I lost a lot of contacts and connections with people that I might have had otherwise by saying, oh, can I get you on Facebook? But even now, and after Facebook sort of had its heyday, people are reluctant because Facebook's a very personal place, and we're not exactly friends. We're just sort of work together, or but I don't have a business card I can ask for or take, but I don't want to lose a contact with somebody with whom I've worked, who might be in a position to get me more work, or remember me when the time comes and somebody they know is looking for somebody. They go, oh yeah, I know a guy that can do that, or I know a guy that looks like that, or whatever. Let me just get him. I think I have him on LinkedIn.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is that. And it's just more of an opportunity. Now, you're right about engagement. And let's do this. I will take you let's go to your Instagram.
Okay.
Because I looked at it today, and I like your Instagram. Now we're looking at Jay's Instagram. I think you've got nice branding here. Your photos are great. They all sort of have a similar. Are you happy with this?
But yeah. You have my consent. I'm looking on my Instagram.
No, I mean, are you happy with your Instagram page?
Yeah, I could take out a lot of this older stuff.
But it all fits. There's a flow to it. There's a lot of pictures of you, but they're all very stylish. And I like the older stuff because I can go back and see, again, this is like, there's a person here. And if I'm casting something, I'm a little bit, or I'm a fan, I saw you in a film and I want to know more about you. I'm kind of curious about you, right? So I'm looking for the personal stuff. And it's not so like uniquely, it's not you in bed all looking haggard, and it's not you what you ate, which I hate. But
I started well, you're hilarious. That's funny because that is everywhere on Instagram. I have started this new thing recently where I try to do one photo of me and then one non-photo of me, as you can kind of see,
okay,
right? So
yeah.
it's kind of checkered. So it's not just like my face, my face,
Yeah,
my face. 'Cause
yes.
That's
Or
as
if it
see
is
the
you, then
old
it's a
ones-
picture somebody else took or something interesting.
the older ones tend to just be like my face, my face, my face, my face, which is why I'm like, but
Yeah, you don't want it
I,
to just be
it
a.
is personal. I see what you're saying, that like you can go back and it's not so there's personality in it. But
Yeah, it's clean. I mean, and listen, you have 583 followers right now, including myself, but only 42 posts. But you've got quite a good following. Now, I'm going to tell you something that they do nowadays. The casting directors will look, and I've had, and you have had, on casting forums. Put down your social medias, and they will look. How many followers does he have? Now, of course, you need 10,000 before you raise an
yeah, yeah,
eyebrow, but
indeed.
you've got a kind of good start. Now, this is where you want to engage, though. I think is Instagram. I fail in this myself. So if I go to my profile, I'm not as good as you are even. I've got some weird stuff up there. I didn't get it for a long time, right? I was just posting like, because initially Instagram was just about pretty pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. You tell me what you think of my.
There, I mean, the pictures are very like older, and you are, you made fun of the people who like just have food photos,
Mhm.
right? There's another type of person that just has like photos of the like landscape photos. So your
Right.
older ones kind of remind me of like that's definitely like a person, an Instagram type too, type also.
Right.
So that's funny. I like that one on the bottom left. This one is very new.
Describe it. Which one?
That one, yeah, yeah, the one with your face, but the
The
whole one,
hair.
yeah, that one's funny. I like the one with you in the bathtub.
Yeah, that's a
But
barrel,
that's
and I titled it
I think
"Barely Working." That's a
I
barrel.
think
That's in
that's
Ireland.
maybe my favorite photo.
So I try to keep it
But
fun. You know, this is Lions playing football, and I said when it comes to football, I support the Lions. Ha ha ha. So usually there's a little joke in there. Um, this was a picture of me from a film set where I wasn't. That didn't happen in the film, but I was like, you guys pretend to arrest me, and I gave somebody a camera. I didn't even put a thing on it, I guess, because I just wanted people to go, "What is that?" But just like some fun stuff. And now, of course, I'm doing more promotion on there for Offstage Acting, and Offstage Acting has its own Instagram as well. But I think it just needs to be, it needs to be there first and foremost anyway. Like you can't avoid having it, right?
yeah, just having it there is important. But no, I mean, you bring up a question of like, how do you like, what are you doing with it, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, like, how are you presenting yourself? Like,
All
what
this
is
stuff
it?
to me
Yeah.
is it's there when I need it for the future. So when I do blow up and people are looking for me, um, you have almost twice as many followers as I do.
I've archived. I really don't have very many followers. I'm always embarrassed when I ask for people's Instagrams, and they're just like they have like 7,000, and they're like, "Oh, I barely do Instagram," and I'm like, "Cool, me too."
Well, I have
Um,
just under 300, so you know, I'm not I'm not being followed by anybody. But
yeah, I don't know really the secret. It's really just kind of like an archival thing, though. I put a lot of my photos, like I delete them all. I'm
hmm,
not as good. Like I'm not an archivist. I'm like the opposite, actually. I'm whatever
oh,
opposite an archivist is.
a deleter.
A delete. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A deleter, sure. A burner.
Well, it's hard. I have multiple hard drives, and I have I have a whole system set up, a NAS. It's called, in for all kinds of photos. And when you have kids, of course, you want to take thousands and thousands of videos and photos, and then you got to keep it all. And I don't want it all on the cloud, and I don't want it all on the phone, so I keep it. Um, but I picture a day when maybe I will be using Instagram more, and it's even happening now. But I don't like to show off. I don't want people aren't interested so much in me. So what am I gonna say? I have a few friends on there, and if I have something interesting to share, then I'll share it.
I
But
have a problem. I don't know
yeah,
if you do. Of like, it's not a problem. It's just like it takes me forever to post something.
yeah,
Like I
that's
don't know.
another thing. You got to. I see people posting. I was at the concert a couple of months ago, and Beltzman, he was there at that Springsteen concert. He was
Yeah.
posting while we were at the concert,
How long? But like,
in the
I don't
middle
know
of the
if
concert,
you do. But
taking.
like for me, it takes like 45 minutes, maybe an hour to like craft what I want. Like, this is the photo.
Oh
This
yeah.
is what I'm gonna say. This is like, do you,
Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable just slapdashing up some photo that I took
yes,
on the fly that I didn't even really look at, didn't crop, don't have
didn't
what to
anything.
say,
Yeah.
and just go, here I am at the concert while I'm at the concert.
Well, yeah,
And then
but
if
that means
2 or
like
3 days goes by, I'm like, well, I'm not going to post that now. That was 2 or 3 days ago.
yes, exactly. But that also means that like my last photo on Instagram that you saw, that was I probably posted that 5 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like
No, fair
I
enough.
go, like it would be
I don't know the
people.
formula for this, but I
I don't know.
I know that if you wanted to make a big push of yourself, and influence and be noticed, you would work on that. And maybe it's about picking one over others. You know, Twitter's kind of dead these days. Nobody likes it. X, you know, it's
X.
too difficult to.
You got to get a social media guru on here, Todd Kramer. That would
We will.
be
Yeah, we need to
yeah.
we do need to get one for sure. But I do know that having them is vital, and then using them the correct way is vital. Let me
And
just,
it's
yeah.
yeah, a way of reaching out to people. I use Instagram because I use the chat, right? So it's a way
Mm-hmm.
like I get the Instagram of people I've worked with, and if I remember them and want to say something, I can just like send them a chat on Instagram.
Right.
So that's a really it's just an easy way of like
And
keep getting
finding
in
people.
touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, and also now Instagram and Facebook are all linked and stuff. So if you post one on the one, it shows up on the other. So you're kind of covering some bases there. Um, Let me just show you. This is my Facebook page.
Oh,
I
okay.
created this a long time ago. Now, so I have a profile, which is my personal profile, but I have a public Facebook,
Oh my
which
God.
is me as a personality, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's fair to say that I am something of a personality. I have
The
people.
Todd Kramer.
I'm the Todd Kramer. I have people that follow me whom I don't know. I do have people that think this is my personal thing, like family, who keep writing me messages on it. I go, this is my public, as if I was already famous kind of thing, in all built up and ready for the day I do become famous. Because when the fans come flooding in, I don't want to have to build something last minute. I don't want to disappoint them. Let them find me. But I keep it. It's also like you can tell here that I've got the branding sort of similar to I branded myself. This is my color,
Yeah.
branded as my website.
Yep.
I've got the color in there, so you'll think of it when you go to the website. You go, oh, that's on brand.
Yep. Totally.
And a lot of these photos are from Instagram, and I'm posting stuff from Offstage Acting, including our new clip encouraging people to vote for the British Podcasting Awards.
Oh, what a great segue.
Yeah.
Vote if that wasn't clear enough. How
the
long?
British
How long
Pod,
do people have?
all right, the British Podcasting Awards are coming up soon, folks. So we're encouraging and asking everybody to vote for British Podcast of the Year award.
You guys, it's so easy.
It's super easy.
It's so easy to do.
I did learn that the last podcast that won last year has 200,000 downloads or something. So
Not relevant. It
not
doesn't
relevant.
matter. We
No,
want you to
no,
vote
no,
anyway.
no.
And it's so easy, you guys. Like, I swear I hate doing these kinds of things. It is so dirt easy. So
Takes
you
less
just
than 2
go
minutes.
onto the website, you type Offstage Acting. They go, this one? And you say yes. They're like, can we have your email to send a confirmation? And you're like, sure. And then that's it. It's so easy.
Then you go to your email, click that, and you confirm, and you're done.
And you confirm it.
British
And they're like, "Great, thank you."
Podcasting Awards.com/voting.
And to make it clear, the reason voting is important isn't about winning. It's about getting, your vote heard, right? Like, this is why, politicians, the vote, like, sure, your party might not win, but the more votes it gets, the more that, like, the public and investors and anyone knows that's how much attention is on them. And the more attention that, like, people that support them, the more attention that they're going to get. So any vote is important.
Yeah, this isn't about winning or losing. It's about your voice.
That's
Make your
exactly.
voice be heard. And
That's
you
right.
are desperate for people to know more about our podcast. So,
Yes, you
right?
are. If you're listening, that means you probably are friends of ours
Yeah.
and you want us to succeed.
Yeah.
So
So don't be
here's the deal, Kramer.
lazy. Right. And
I'm
let us
joking,
down.
but seriously, it's very easy.
Okay, well, I hope you learned a thing or two about a thing or two.
I do have a thing or two. I have LinkedIn and my new website on my mind.
Mm-hmm. This is
Mhm.
what I call being proactive in the downtimes, right? So, a lot of
As
actors,
actor is.
yeah, plenty of downtime. So, be prepared for a future where, you know, people will be looking for you. It does
It's
not just all,
manifestation.
yeah, yeah. Build it and they will come.
Yep.
And a lot of these, as we went through mine, they're not fully fleshed out pages. But I kind of, I put myself up as presenter. I got a couple things up there. But for example, I'll just show you quickly here. So, there's my presenter page, and it's got the podcast on there. And it's got a presenting show reel that I made years ago. And that's it. Just two little things. And before that, the podcast, before we started doing the podcast, there was just that. It was one thing. But I thought, well, I'll build this up as time goes. I'll do more presenting.
Mm.
If I start doing radio or if I do live presenting stuff, my TED Talk, whatever. And it goes up here. So, and there won't be, if I approach anybody or anytime they go, I wonder if Todd Kramer could do any presenting. We'd like him. Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's a comedian and he's got this and that and he can produce some stuff. And just all the little experience you've had, then nobody's going to question because an actor needs to be very well-rounded, right? These days particularly.
Mm.
They're looking for people that can do one thing and can act. So if you can ride a horse, and that's you're really good at, or play tennis or basketball or do Dungeons and Dragons, something like that, I would have that on your website to somewhere, to show that I'm this thing who can I do this. I'm an
Yeah, I feel
actor
like
who does this.
it's about the proving, right? As an archivist, you have innate proof
I think that's
because
it.
of your
There's proof.
archiving, and I don't
Evidence.
necessarily have proof, right? I don't have evidence. Like, yeah, I've been a dungeon master for God knows how long now, 8 years, run
Mm-hmm.
three different campaigns right now, but like I don't have any proof. I could just say it,
Yeah. But
but like,
if I can see it, if I'm, and maybe I want to hire you to be a dungeon master.
yeah, I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, how do you? Because it's not just about. It's exactly as you say, right? Like a product isn't just about the service or the product itself. It's about the packaging and the
Mm-hmm.
marketing
Yeah.
and the presenting.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've thought, yeah, that's it. I've thought about it. So everything you're saying, like I hear.
Right. Good. And
And
as
you're
an
like a
actor,
curator.
I mean, you have a second job right now, and it's not a job you love, so you're not going to put waiter down there because you're not looking for more waiting work.
Correct.
But you would like to do more Dungeons and Dragons, dungeon
Yeah,
mastering.
that would be a great second job to have. Instead of bartending, I'm like a dungeon master.
Absolutely.
I think that's really cool. That'd be a very cool second job, really.
Yeah. More singing gigs if you get them, stuff like that. More opportunities. Maybe a band is looking for a lead singer. You never know. So by throwing it out there and just having it out, it's, you can fish one of two different ways. You can fish with a fishing pole like a hobbyist and maybe occasionally catch a fish, or you can throw out a wide net and be more professional about it. Commercial
Thank you,
fisherman.
Todd.
Yeah. Food for thought.
Helpful episode.
I'm glad you appreciate me, Jay.
I do.
So very few people do.
This is my secret to staying on the podcast, by the way, everyone. All I do is I just appreciate him. He's like, thank you. Please. We'll keep Jay on because he listens to me.
The great appreciator. And don't forget, I get to badger you and make fun of you, which is also pleasurable to me. So I get a lot of benefit from having you on the show. Now, you're great.
Happy.
You're a great kid.
You're
And
a great kid.
I see a big future. You got a big future. I don't know what it is, but you've got it.
Oh, right. Okay. You said that to the last girl, but fine.
Oh, did I? I just love that character. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the Offstage Acting Podcast. We hope you enjoyed and learned a little something. You are the product. Get yourself out there, get marketing yourself, and get acting. The Offstage Acting Podcast. We'll see you next time.
there's nothing for me to say at the end there because you just did it so perfectly. I was like,
I gave you
anything I say.
I gave you like 5 seconds to.
I know you did, and I heard it, and I just was like, I'm speech. Like what
Yeah,
you're
you know what you
saying,
did with your
just filled
5
the silence.
seconds? I gave you 5 seconds to put a cherry on it, and you went,
Hmm.
Genius.
There's just too good. There's nothing to say.
Well,
you
I
know?
appreciate it.
I
All
was
right.
like, you know what? You give when you give something silence, it gives weight to the things that were said. And I was like,
true.
I'm giving this guy silence.
Just silence.
You know? But then I went, and I ruined it because I know you.
All right.
It just was too good.
You're a beauty. It's too good.
All
Too
right.
good.